What's up, everybody? This is Vamp Jackson with Pro Wrestling Uncensored. The reason why I'm doing this video, I'm going over some things that happened this past week in professional wrestling. I'm gonna start off with New Japan Pro Wrestling. What's going on with them? As far as one of the biggest news that's going on, Will Ospreay, the Commonwealth Kingpin, he was forced to relinquish the New Japan World Heavyweight title due to an injury that he suffered at the match that he had. So I think it says a neck injury, so there's no timetable on when he's going to be back. So we already know how Japan do things. When somebody is hurt like that and they're a champion, you have to relinquish those belts. And hopefully when he come back, he could get back to where he was, because right now he's still one of the top wrestlers in the world. And I wish that he have a speedy recovery and everything, because he was doing his thing, being a double champion, things like that. I'm not sure if he had to relinquish the British Commonwealth Championship yet, or the British World title yet. I'm not sure how England do things over there, but with Japan, they're going to make him relinquish the New Japan, the IWGP World Heavyweight title due to his injury. So hopefully by towards the end of the year, he'll be back in speed recovery, get his title back, and go on to Wrestle Kingdom to defend whoever wins the G1 Climax tournament. So there's also other things that's going on in New Japan. Also, there are bad news on Unrest there, and explaining that, they say it was reported that there is a lot of unrest behind the scenes in New Japan Pro Wrestling. The unrest mainly comes from the foreign talent as Japan continues their state of emergency. The main source of the issue is foreign talent having to go through 2 weeks quarantine, which makes sense. Earlier this month, New Japan announced that 7 wrestlers have tested positive for COVID-19, Kazuchika Okada being one of those guys. Former WWE producer Fit Finlay, who we know, legendary wrestler, revealed recently that his son, David Finlay, who is one half of the Impact Tag Team Champions with Juice Robinson, had been quarantined with Jay White, the Switchblade. He also said that David had been considering his future, and it was reported that there were some wrestlers who have talked about not returning to New Japan until quarantine is lifted, as well as looking at other options. I can kind of see that, but right now, I feel that, okay, if you're coming from another country, you should quarantine, but at the same time, I can understand how they could hit their pockets because their money are coming off matches. So it's probably coming off as they're spending more money due to quarantine and things like that. So that I kind of understand where they're coming from. The current vaccination rate in Japan is 4.1%, much lower than other groups of 7 nations. Japan has approved other vaccines as it hopes to vaccinate population in time for the summer Tokyo Olympics. It's going to be interesting. The Summer Olympics is coming up. Let's see how that goes. Alright, New Japan Pro Wrestling talent like Ricky Romero and Ria Narito of the LA Dojo will be working the next AEW Dark Evolution. Yuji Nagata recently competed on AEW Dynamite and has made an appearance in the US-based New Japan Pro Wrestling Strong. Jeff Cobb also been announced for the US Indie dates as well. Okay, so there's a lot more people traveling around, coming to America, things like that, so that's cool. And it also has been revealed that the latest episode of Impact, that Satoshi Kojima will be making an appearance on the show, joining ELP, who is, what that boy name is? El Phantasmo. El Phantasmo. David Finlay and Juice Robinson as other New Japan talents that have appeared on Impact. So that's what's going on in Japan right now. A couple frustration about the quarantine process and things like that. I haven't heard anything about if they're getting better with the COVID-19 and things like that, as far as like people that's that were tested positive, if they came back negative by now. Hopefully we'll hear something soon about that. And another thing that happened as far as this NXT is going on, that they have been releasing wrestlers and everything, and with which is kind of crazy because like we just had a pay-per-view and they released talent due to budget cuts. Um, the person, I don't know if I believe that or not, but it's not my thing to tell you what I believe and what I don't believe. But budget cuts, okay. But a lot of these people weren't being used anyway. But here are some of the people that was released. The WWE have released 8 on-air talents from the NXT brand. David Warts is one of the referees. I think he was the head referee over there. He's one of those guys. Alexander Wolf, which was unexpected because we thought he was going to team back up with Killian Dane. Jasmine Duke, that was one of 4 horsemen of the MMA. Vanessa Bourne, Skylar Story, Ezra Judge, Kavita Devi, who was trained by Great Khali, and referee Jake Clemens were all released this past Wednesday. So there are claims that these moves were made due to budget cuts, and this comes roughly 1 month after WWE let go of 10 main roster talents. Fightful was right across the release as they happen, and Warts, despite being a referee, is perhaps the headline release. And this is why. And I didn't know that this was going on, but a lot of people didn't know this was going on too, so here we go. Let you know what happened. Day Wars was seen as a controversial figure for his strong political beliefs. He was warned about attending local council and board meetings in NXT attire, but continued to do so. At one such meeting, Warts tried to establish a relationship between wearing a mask and child sex trafficking. They also recently released Judge nearly came to blows with Warts backstage, and there were numerous instances where NXT higher-ups were alerted to the issue that Warts had with people of color. Never know these days. Interestingly, when Triple H made a Black Lives Matter speech before last year's NXT takeover in your house, Warts was said to have aggressively gathered his stuff and left after Triple H talked about all people of different races and religions being welcome, with the word religion said to have pushed Warts' buttons. Right. And Duke and Rufus was probably the other big surprises also. Duke is part of the 4 horsewomen of the MMA, which I was talking about, with Ronda Rousey, Shayna Baszler, and Marina Shafir. Her departure from the company makes the dream match with the 4 horsemen of WWE less likely. So those are some of the big names, and also we need to include one of the bigger names that was in here, who also got released. And I'm not surprised, and I'm thinking a lot of people are not surprised also. Former North American champion Velveteen Dream was released from his WWE contract yesterday. So not yesterday, but this happened, I think, Thursday, or the past Thursday or Friday. In the months of speculation about his future, the 25-year-old has appeared on NXT programming at all. Well, he has not appeared in NXT programming at all in 2021 amid injuries and controversies in his personal life. And we all know what that controversy is. Several of the individuals who were cut earlier this week were reportedly informed that their releases were due to budget cuts, although there has been no suggestion yet that this is what Velveteen Dream was told, which I doubt he was. The Velveteen Dream exit from the company marks a spectacular fall from the grace for the 25-year-old who was once seen as a surefire future star for WWE, which he was, and I just really feel that he messed that all the way up. I don't get it when people who are as talented as him and have that charisma and that star power, and you mess this up because you got yourself in some type of mix with an underage boy or a girl. You gotta think about this. People like Joey Ryans. I ain't like him for his wrestling. I like him for his comedy and the things that he did, even though I felt it was kind of weird, but it was entertaining. That star power gone. Did I think he'll be a world champion one day? No. Could he be a great mid card eventer? Yes. All that is gone, ruined. Marty Skrull, he wanted to be world champion. Now that would never happen. He made an appearance in New Japan, and the wrestlers back there, they did not appreciate him being there. They said that if they knew that he was going to be on the show, they wouldn't have showed up. And the same thing was going on with Velveteen Dream. He made a couple appearances last year and got a lot of complaints from the backstage saying that they did not want to work with him. So it was only a matter of time before his career was going to be over anyway, because if nobody don't want to work with you, how you going to get matches? And then at 25 years old, it's not too much you can do backstage that can help with backstage. So all that work that Shawn Michaels put into that guy, all that star power, all that charisma, this man could have been a future Hall of Fame. This man would have been a future world champion. Messed it up. So pretty much this is going to blow over as it usually does. And after a while, we're going to pretty much be forgot about Velveteen Dream, Marty Skrull, people like that, which is a shame and sad because these guys were great talent and it's just gone to waste. And I just really hate that. But that's the news as far as some of the things that have been going on in pro wrestling this week. And I will continue doing videos like this also, and plus like any other news come up, I will post it back and let you know, just to give you the heads up just in case you haven't heard about it. But yes, please, if you haven't already, subscribe to the channel, click the bell. When I make videos, you will be in the loop that a video from me has been dropped. Also hit that thumbs up button because it does help the channel out a whole lot. Share the video onto your profiles on your Facebook, your Twitter, things like that, so people that's interested in pro wrestling also, especially the pro wrestling group, that know that we are here, and they can subscribe also. But yes, as soon as I get more news like this and things like that, I will be reporting it to you. So thank you so much. I will be dropping more videos. Thank you.